G'day guys, today we're going to do an experiment, and what we're going to do is we're going to investigate whether hot and cold water mix, okay? And then we'll talk about why that might or might not happen. Okay, for this experiment you need 2 jars about the same size. I've just got some Dorito dip jars, okay, about the same, they're the same size. I've got some food colouring. I need at least 2 colours of food colouring, and I'm going to use some baking paper. Hopefully that'll work for me today. Alright, now what I need to do is fill up one of the jars with hot water and one of the jars with cold water, and then I'm going to add some food colouring just to identify which is which. Alright, and then we're going to see if they mix. Now that's a bit of a trick. Okay, so let me... Okay guys, so I've moved over to the sink where clean-up's a lot easier if I have a bit of a disaster. And I've also got a little bit of card because the baking paper's not quite thick enough or solid enough to hold up the water. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put the baking paper, and I might just trim the baking paper down to the right size. I'm going to put the baking paper over the hot water, which is I've mixed up with a little bit of red dye, just 5 drops, and the blue water here is the cold water, 5 drops again, just give them a good mix. Hot water straight out of the tap, cold water straight out of the tap. Let's see what happens. Okay, this is the tricky bit. I'm going to put the baking paper on the hot water and a little bit of card just to, so it's a bit stiff, and I'm going to flip that over really quickly and carefully and sit it on the cold water. Flip it over, sit it on the cold water. Now I'm going to remove, make sure they're lined up so the water's not just going to pour out, and really quickly remove the card. Okay, now if you just saw, when I removed the card, it caused a little bit of turbulence and the red mixed with the blue, and I can see a little tiny layer of purple, but they're not mixing otherwise. The cold water staying on the bottom and the hot water staying on the top. Cool.